Hello there YouTube, it's Gojira Prime with another Transformers video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Thrilling 30's Jetfire. Now this is a toy I picked up about 2.5 years ago when I was at TF Nation. It's a figure I'd had my eye on for a while, but for one reason or another I hadn't been able to find it in the shops, but I was able to find it at TF Nation that year, and I really like this figure. I think it's a great vehicle mode and a great robot mode. It's more based, I think, on the IDW version of Jetfire. Instead of the G1. It's a little G1 themed, but not very, it takes more cues from the IDW comic version. But all in all, I think it's a really good figure. So we'll go around the jet mode first of all, and then we'll take a look at him in his robot mode and do some size comparisons. So first off, as is standard for Jetfire or Skyfire, as you depending on what you prefer to call the character, he turns into a white and red jet fighter. He's a leader class figure, and it's got some nice little features in both its jet mode and its robot mode. So with the jet, first of all, obviously it's quite a large vehicle mode. It takes its design cues, I think, more from the original G1 toy more than anything. From those of us who are old enough to have had the original G1 toy, that was based off a Macross toy, I think it was, from Japan, the V1 Valkyrie. I could be wrong in what I'm calling it there, but I think it was called the Valkyrie Fighter. And this is a big homage to that particular toy, especially in its, well, actually in both robot mode and vehicle mode, actually. Now, typical with Jetfire or Skyfire, one of the first things you notice is he does have these massive red turbo engines on him here. Now, these are detachable in both vehicle and robot mode, and you can just lift them right off here, and they clip into these two pegs here at the back of the fighter, and then you can just raise his tail sections as you will. Now, one thing I'm not too keen on about the Western version of this character is this chrome metal on the plastic. It's not my most favorite thing about the figure. I think with the Japanese version, this was just a matte red, very similar to what's on the wings. But all in all, it's not bad. It's got some very nice molded details in there. And the engines at the back. And then you've got the air vents here at the front. So all in all, quite a nice piece. Not my favorite thing about the figure, the chrome metal, but it's okay. You also get chrome red metal on all his weapons. And obviously, when you flip him upside down, there's a fair bit of robot kibble that you can see there, including his face. Now, what I do like as well is about this vehicle mode is you do get wheels. You have a set of wheels at the front, and then a set of wheels here at the back also. You do also get this nice, clear blue canopy, which does open and close, which is a very nice thing. And the interior of the cockpit, I don't know if you can see it with this camera, if I can get it to focus a little bit, is actually molded out as well, which is also a very nice touch. And the wings on this guy can also move too, so you can get a full swept wing. If you're just flying along. And then you can also just get the full closed wing, like if it's in a pursuit mode or something. And obviously the wheels do fold up too. So that's the jet mode. Very, very nice. Like I say, I think it's based more on the original Valkyrie from the Macross series, but it also has a slight inkling of an F-14 Tomcat, I feel as well. So yeah, very, very nice jet mode. Very, very large jet mode. And I forgot to point out, there are the engines at the back. Nicely molded as well. So yeah, very, very nice jet mode. I do really quite like it. It's worth noting as well that this figure was also retooled into a leader class Starscream, and I think the other two Seekers as well, Thundercracker and Skywolf, which is a bit big, I think, for those particular characters. At the very most, I've always thought the Seekers should just be Deluxe to Voyager size. Leader class is a little bit big. But for Skyfire or Jetfire, this is a good size as always. So I'll just pause the video and I'll get him transformed into robot mode and we'll do some size comparisons. Okay, so here we have Jetfire now in his robot mode, and I really do like this robot mode. It's nice and big, it's got good articulation, very nice detailing. All in all, I think it's probably one of my favorite leader class figures that I do have in my collection. So just to quickly go around the figure, again, all red, all white, and a bit of black here and there as well. The hands on the figure are molded and do not move, although they have got 5mm ports in them, so you can fit 5mm weapons in there. And if you wanted to, you can detach the weapons from his arms. These were on the wings when he was in robot mode, vehicle mode, and they do plug in there so he can hold them if he wanted to. But my personal preference is to just have them on the side here. These arms have just popped out there. Let's get that back in. There we go. Now the jetpack goes, again, plugs back into the ports it did in vehicle mode. And you can, if I just raise my camera a bit actually, you can either have the jetpack like this, as I have it on my figure, or you can turn it the other way around so you have the thrusters at the bottom and the vents at the top. My personal preference is to have it like this, but this is mostly because it's a space saver when in display mode. One other thing this figure can do is you can see he's got this odd face battle mask thing here. Now this is what the character's original toy back in the 1980s looked like face-wise. But if you don't like this, you can just detach the faceplate. There we go. So it comes off like so, and then you're left with a much more G1 style head. I'll just bring that in there. It's all molded in silver, bit of blue highlighting at the top. But yeah, very nice. In regards to articulation, he has no articulation at the waist, no articulation at the hands. His arms do move up and down on a ratchet joint, and same for at the wrists. Mine is still quite nice and strong. The legs, you can move forward. You can move back as far as they'll go, because obviously they'll bang onto this. He does have knee articulation as well, and there is some limited foot articulation there also. But yeah, all in all, that is Skyfire in his robot mode. Again, very nice molded details, and one thing you do have now is you do have the Autobot logo in the middle of the chest there also. So yeah, I quite like this particular version of the character. Okay, so onto some size comparisons with some other figures that I do have in the collection. First off, here he is with Legends scale Sea Spray. So first off, right off the bat, he is very large compared to a Legends class figure. Here he is with a figure from a more recent line, Transformers Brunt. And again, still quite larger than a deluxe class figure. And then here he is with Studio Series Grimlock. And he's still bigger than Grimlock, but most of his size is in the wings. It has to be said. I mean, if I just turn them face on like that, you can see a lot of Skyfire's or Jetfire's bulk is in his backpack, his thrusters, his cockpit nose section, and his wings, while Grimlock himself is just quite a bulky figure. So, yeah, there he is with Grimlock. And as I have the figure here, here he is with Command Class Skyfire. And this, obviously, this is a leader, this is a Command Class figure, so this is quite bigger than the standard leader class figure. And there's only about 4 or 5 years between these two figures, I think. 4 years, maybe. So, yeah. So that's my very quick review on Thrilling 30's Jetfire or Skyfire, depending on what you want to call him. Is the figure worth picking up? Yeah, I think the figure is definitely worth picking up, even now if you can still get him. I think it's a really good version or take on the Skyfire character. Definitely one worth picking up if you can. Like I say, if you can get him, I have seen him still on eBay here and there, I think. Nice articulation, nice vehicle mode, definitely worth getting in my opinion for one to be added to your collection, especially if you can't afford the Command Class figure, which is obviously now very, very sought after and very, very expensive on eBay. So that's my review. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, comment below, and thank you very much.